Good evening, viewers. You're watching To The Point. On the latest news break coming in, the Delhi Services Bill has been passed comfortably at that where the Lok Sabha is concerned. Also, the Home Minister Amit Shah, other than just giving reasons on why this bill needs to be cleared in Lok Sabha, made it personal, made it bitter, and an all-out political attack where the Aam Aadmi Party and even the Alliance of India is concerned. On top of it, humiliating blow to the Aam Aadmi Party as well. The only sole MP in Lok Sabha, Sushil Kumar Rinku, has been suspended from the Parliament for the rest of the session as well. He's the second MP of Aam Aadmi Party to be suspended. When the voting, which was a voice vote, was going on, the opposition MP staged a walkout of Lok Sabha in midst of the voting. The Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has also tweeted a short while back saying that this is the people of Delhi stabbed in the back. The Prime Minister in 2014 had promised full statehood, urging people never to trust the Prime Minister again as well. Lots of politics right now unfolding at the back of the passage of the bill in Lok Sabha. It was expected, brute majority where the NDA is concerned. The next will be the Rajya Sabha. Viewers, in all probability, the bill will be tabled in Rajya Sabha come Monday. But that's the big news break that we are getting in from the Parliament. The strong reactions coming in at the back of what was expected, a comfortable passage of the bill in Lok Sabha, where the Chief Minister has reacted, quote, tweeting your Delhi handle, in which the BJP, the Prime Minister, seemingly promising statehood for Delhi, suggesting that this is an attack on the people of Delhi, where the Prime Minister himself had promised statehood.
Well, first of all, the Chief Minister should know that at the present state, the Constitution has envisaged a special category for Delhi where it is not a full state, where it is not a full union territory. It is a national capital territory, which is a union territory with a Vidhan Sabha. And therefore, 239AA3B is the guiding light for this kind of arrangement for Delhi. And I therefore hope that the Chief Minister of Delhi would have read the Constitution before he fought elections. And also, he is today with the same Congress party whose Chacha Nehru had said that Delhi should not even be a full state, it should be like a municipal corporation. 1956, the assembly was abolished by Nehruji, and in 1957, it was granted a municipal corporation status. So I think Mr. Kejriwal should stop behaving like somebody who feels that he's in a super state. Today, the position of Delhi is clear by the Constitution and the Supreme Court judgment of 11th of May, and that has been followed to the T.
Well, Shahzad, it's interesting because, at one end, one is happy to invoke what Nehru said, on the other end, on many a times denigrate him. But having said that, I'll come back and ask you one very quick question. The sheer fact that the Prime Minister himself in 2014 had promised full statehood for Delhi. So what has changed in terms of the Constitution now? And also somewhere down the line with what the Supreme Court said, to club it with that, doesn't it encroach on what the rights are of a democratically elected government?
First of all, I'm not invoking Nehru or Nehru's legacy. In fact, Mr. Ajay Makan just a few days ago has said that not supporting this ordinance would be the right thing, and not supporting it would be going against Nehru. So is Ajay Makan also wrong? So I think the Congress people who are today sitting in the Lok Sabha should answer their question, that are their own leaders like Sandeep Dixit and Ajay Makan wrong, or are they taking a position only to save the so-called alliance? Because they knew that today this is not about the statehood of Delhi. Today it is about the state of their alliance. If they would not have come and sat in Parliament today, their alliance partner would have run away even before their alliance could get going, and therefore they were sitting there. They said 9 days. They did not allow any other discussion to take place. Were those bills not important? They were saying for Manipur we want to have a discussion, but today Manipur and all other issues were kept aside only because they wanted to save their alliance.
Shahzad, appreciate you joining us. Well, the Congress changing its position or not, that's up for a debate. But it's interesting that the Bharatiya Janata Party clearly changing its position on what its stand has been where Nehru is concerned. Rarely would one see Nehru being invoked at a time to try and bolster the point that the BJP would want to make. Thank you for joining us. I want to cut across right now to our guest this evening, because what the passage of the bill in Lok Sabha, which was expected, brute majority, where the NDA comes into question, has done is that opened a debate where it comes down to federalism, democracy, and what the Supreme Court said, all of that together. The next stop will be Rajya Sabha. still, what we are getting to understand that the government very clearly would be able to get the bill passed with the support of YSR, CP, TDP and the BJD. But the passage of the bill, a dark day for democracy is what the Aam Aadmi Party says. The BJP says it's a corrupt government, Aam Aadmi Party, and they have flouted rules. They continue to do so, and this bill was necessary. Let's cut across to Akshay Marathe, National Spokesperson, Aam Aadmi Party, Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Onika Mehrotra, Spokesperson, Congress. Akshay Marathe, one would admit it's been a humiliating day, especially where the Lok Sabha is concerned, because other than just give up the reasoning for why this bill needs to be cleared in the Lok Sabha, there was a direct attack on your government and quite even the Chief Minister, where the Home Minister said that your government is corrupt, it flouts rules. He even went on to suggest that you use the space and the sanctity of the Delhi Assembly to use abusive language and attack the Prime Minister.
Preeti, first of all, I want to say that, sometimes when power gets to your head and people become arrogant, people become, they have hubris about their all-powerful nature. They sometimes speak the truth and they forget that they're speaking in public and they should not be revealing their real reasons for doing something. And that's what Mr. Amit Shah did on the floor of the Lok Sabha today, where he said that before 2015, when the Aam Aadmi Party government was not in power in Delhi, everything was hunky-dory. Delhi was running beautifully. Centre-Delhi relationships were excellent. But as soon as Mr. Arvind Kejriwal gave a humiliating defeat to the Bharatiya Janata Party, winning 67 out of 70 seats, everything went to hell and everything needed to be fixed. And that's why the BJP is trying to save Delhi today from Arvind Kejriwal's mandate. But the question is, if the people of Delhi and the majority of Delhi, 67 out of 70 seats, remember, are saying that they want Arvind Kejriwal to rule over Delhi, they want him as Chief Minister, they want the Aam Aadmi Party's governance model, then who is the Bharatiya Janata Party to tell the people of Delhi that no, you cannot have it?
Okay.
Just because they have disagreements with Aam Aadmi Party tomorrow, if the Gujarat government has a disagreement with the central government, can the central government say, no, Gujarat is no longer a state, we are turning it into a union territory? No. Delhi deserves the same rights that any other state in the country deserves, because the people who live in Delhi are the same people who live in other states. Can you imagine?
Akshay Marathe, stay with me. I want to bring in...
Let me just
right.
finish.
Make your point, sir.
Today, what the situation is that in Faridabad, a citizen has more rights to elect their own government than people in Delhi have. What is the kind of society that we are building? What is the kind of country that we are building? That 2.5 crore people have been disenfranchised purely because the BJP hates Arvind Kejriwal. Is this how a democracy should function? On the basis of personal vendetta and persecution.
Akshay Marathe, okay, hold that thought. I want to bring in Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, forget about what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying. Forget about what the Delhi people, who they voted for, what they wanted. Forget about for a minute even what the Supreme Court ruling was. Let's focus on what your party said in 2013, saying there are two things that were copied by the Aam Aadmi Party in its manifesto, and number one of it was full statehood, which the Prime Minister promised in 2014.
Preeti, let's be very clear. While the BJP promised statehood, and I'm sure that issue will be explored as we move forward, let us not miss the woods for the trees. Today, the fact that, as you rightly mentioned, given the brute majority of the BJP in the Lok Sabha, the Delhi Ordinance Bill passed, or rather, should I say, sailed very smoothly. There are some things that need to be told for the benefit of your audience. I need to first say that I have been on a couple of debates, and all that I've been hearing from Aam Aadmi Party spokespersons is that as per Article 239AA of the GNCTD Act of 1991 and 1993, and even the GNCTD Amended Act of 2021, the command and the power over the bureaucracy should rest with Kejriwal.
Sir, let's go one by one. She didn't interrupt you. Don't interrupt her. Can I just get Sanju Verma?
239AA is of the Constitution. It is not.
May I just get Sanju Verma? Make your point, ma'am.
Finish? Yes. As per Article 239AA of the Constitution, and as per the GNCTD Act of 1991, 1993, the amended GNCTD Act of 2021, and the Transaction of Business Rules of 1993. We have to read all these together. And if we read all these together, Preeti, I do agree that Chief Minister Kejriwal and his legislators have enough powers. But when they invoke the federal structure of the constitution, saying the federal structure has come under attack. I would like to quote what Meenakshi Lekhi said just last week. She said, when it comes to Delhi and the center, it is not a federal structure, but a quasi-federal structure by virtue of the fact that Delhi continues to be a union territory, albeit with the additional power of having a legislative assembly on the lines of what you have in Puducherry or in Jammu and Kashmir. It is not a plain vanilla union territory. We admit that. Aam Aadmi Party, each time you invoke Article 239AA, each time you invoke Transaction of Business Rules 1993, why forget one of the key rules and one of the key articles, rather, which the Supreme Court even mentioned in its May 11th, 2023 judgment. And quickly, in 10 seconds, I will tell you what Article 73 says, and this has been the premise of Amit Shah's argument also on the floor of the Lok Sabha. Article 73 states that the executive power of the central government, the Modi government in this case, shall extend to matters on which the parliament has the power to make laws. This means that the central government, read that as the Modi government, can take action on matters that fall within its legislative powers, even if they affect other states and union territories adversarially. This is what
Okay.
Article 73
All right, okay.
states.
I just want to...
Last but not the least, Preeti. One thing, forget Article 73, Article 39.
Madam, we can't hear you. Can you fix your audio? Can you fix your audio? Your mic is fallen, I feel. We can't hear.
No,
We couldn't hear the last 5 seconds. Akshay Marathe, please respond. You wanted to come in. And then I'm going to bring in Monica Mehrotra. Akshay Marathe.
Preeti, the Supreme Court made it very clear that there are several democratic principles that continue to hold for Delhi, even though it might be a union territory. One of them is the fact that the bureaucracy must be accountable to the elected government. The second is the fact that there must be a separation of powers between the legislature and the bureaucracy. Number three is the primacy of an elected government is always going to be supreme. So all of these principles have been affirmed by the Supreme Court, and all that the Supreme Court said is that the parliament is free to legislate on subjects that it wants to, but it cannot be violative of the constitution itself. The parliament has a right to pass a law about Delhi. But if the law says that Delhi does not remain a democracy anymore, that is really going against the wishes of the Constitution of India. How can we have a situation where the parliament suspends our democracy, our federal structure, our basic structure of the Constitution just because they have a brute majority? Then what is the point of having a Constitution? What is the point of having a Supreme Court? Let Mr. Modi declare himself the dictator of India and let him do whatever he wants. Then what's the farce of holding an election in Delhi where Delhi's people have given Arvind Kejriwal 62 out of 70 seats? This is an insult to the intelligence of the people of Delhi and their rights that they enjoy as citizens of India. It is not the BJP's decision whether they get to have democracy or not. We have won this democracy as a nation. India freedom in 1947 and gave itself.
I want to bring in Monica Mehrotra in all of this. She's a spokesperson Congress. Monica Mehrotra is very interesting because, you know, on the floor of the parliament, because now you are a part of the same alliance, there were objections from the Congress made very clear. But off-floor, where your Delhi unit is concerned, which you're a part of, Ms. Mehrotra, very, very different language. You have the likes of Mr. Markan, you have the likes of Mr. Dixit, still criticizing the Aam Aadmi Party when it comes down to support on the Delhi Ordinance Bill or the Delhi Services Bill.
Ma'am, we have to see the broader perspective. Yes, we all have our own opinion, no two ways about it. But in today's context, if you see Preeti, and the Home Minister should practice what he preaches, because time and again he's been contradicting what he's been saying. Today in Parliament speech he said that Seva Bhav se nahi aaye. I mean, you're just contradicting what you say. If you had come with Seva Bhav, you would have allowed elected government to function. So you should practice what you preach. I think the BJP or the NDA or the 30th Alliance or the foster children that they have gathered together are a worried lot. They are worried about 2024. They know that the larger than life of Prime Minister Modi is diminishing.
All right, and Sanju Verma, you wanted to reply. You wanted to reply to the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. Go ahead.
Yes, Preeti, you know, when the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson says just because we've got 62 out of 70, BJP is crushing democracy. You know, by virtue of that logic, the BJP got 303 in Lok Sabha 2019. Aam Aadmi Party has only option of supplemental. You keep accusing us of crushing democracy. So please don't be hypocrite. It's the Delhi issue. This to say, Preeti, 2016, when Delhi was reeling under dengue, we had Arvind Kejriwal, who was busy getting himself a treatment for his throat infection at the Jindal clinic in Bengaluru. In 2020 and 21, at the peak of COVID second wave, Arvind Kejriwal says, "Mujhse na ho paega." Thank God Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah stepped in and saved Delhiites from their cup of woes. Then in 2023, very recently, when Delhi was reeling under flood, Arvind Kejriwal said, "Mujhse na ho paega." He laid the entire blame on the water from Hasni Kund Barar. And again, it was Amit Shah, Prime Minister Modi, the NDRF and the army which came to the rescue of Delhiites. My last point is
10 seconds, madam.
Be it Ashish More, be it Suryaveer Singh, be it YV Rajshekhar, or be it Kiran Singh. These are some of the few IAS officers who pretend to be LG, that because they are probing the excise scam, the Delhi Jal Board scam, the DISCOM scam of 20,000 crores, they are being hounded by the Punjab.
Madam, okay, no, there's a dichotomy there because they technically report to the Home Ministry. That's the reason why the Delhi government wanted control of the bureaucracy. Having said that, Akshay Marathe, 10 seconds to answer and I close the bulletin.
Preeti, what has happened is, when children are playing cricket and the bully batsman keeps getting out and Arvind Kejriwal, the star bowler, is bowling out the BJP 3 times over. The BJP has said कि bat मेरी है,
Please don't interrupt,
मैं
ma'am.
bat लेके चला जा रहा हूँ, मुझे खेलना नहीं है अब. That is what the BJP is doing. It has become a sore loser who has been humiliated by Arvind Kejriwal and the people of Delhi for 3 elections back to back. And that's why the BJP is taking its revenge against democracy.
All right. With that, I'm going to close this bulletin. Appreciate you joining us. What's happened today, viewers, is that the bill has been cleared in Lok Sabha. It was expected, brute majority where the NDA is concerned. In all probability, it should clear the Rajya Sabha, where it might be tabled in all probability on Monday as well, because the NDA this time would be supported by the YSRCP, BJD and the TTP. We'll keep a keen eye on all the politics swirling around it. A quick break. Up next, Rahul Kamal.
Just bring out the point where you have mentioned in your report that gold demand in India particularly, which is the world's second largest consumer of gold, has in fact slipped in Q2 of the calendar year. Help us with the reasons behind the same.
Well, as we have stated, it's largely to do with the price. As the prices have shot up very fast, consumers tend to stay on the sidelines to see whether this is a blip or is it a sustainable increase. It always happens. Volatility is good for the trading community. It's not good for the consumers. So that is what has really happened. On top of it, there have been other factors as well. Probably a little bit of inflation has bitten into the incomes, and that must also have reduced the amount that people could afford to buy gold. But primarily, the high prices, in fact, it touched something like 64,000 rupees in Indian rupee during the quarter, where gold prices were literally unaffordable for many people. That must have been the biggest reason. And to give you an indication, gold prices have gone up by nearly 12% above the prices of last year's same quarter.
Okay, sir, can the second half demand be even worse than the first half? What is your own sense here?
Well, generally, second half is the better half every year. This is a general rule, although we have seen even Q2, sometimes Akshaya Tritiya just exceeding expectations. Generally, the Indian demand is such that second half is the biggest quarter. And within the second half, the fourth quarter, when you have generally Puja, and then Dhanteras and others coming in, and then the wedding season. This is how it is. In fact, fourth quarter is something which everybody looks forward to when it is in the jewelry business. Now, it is the third quarter, part of it is lost in monsoons, because generally in monsoons, unless there is something like a significant price drop or something, people tend to focus on other stuff. And towards September, of course, it comes back with Ganpati festival. So the 4 months of the last year are very important. So it will always be higher than the first half.
What really should be your alternatives to white refined sugar, which clearly is something that you must avoid? Let's talk about what you can use instead of this white sugar. Number one, organic brown sugar. Organic, then all the very better, because this is extremely healthy. Now what it does essentially is that this is processed, but it is made in the most natural way to retain most of sugarcane's nutrition, and that's the reason why this should be an alternative. Coconut or palm sugar, again extremely healthy sources of sugar, which are alternatives as well. Extracted from the flower buds of the coconut palm tree, the sugar has a mild caramel taste and can be used in a number of ways in your delicacies, also for daily consumption. Date sugar, extremely nutritious natural sweetener. Date sugar can be a great addition to your diet. This also is a good alternative. Jaggery or gur, as we know, it has got a world of benefits in terms of what it does to your body. Essentially, a lot of people have spoken about the fact that during pollution, you should be consuming a lot of gur. It's a great alternative to sugar. Also, the fact that it is rich in iron is really an added benefit and added advantage. Raw or unprocessed honey. This too is a great alternative. You can use it in various forms, like you use white refined sugar. It tastes extremely good as well.
एक नफरती तत्व ने आप लोगों पे अटैक किया, आपके क्योंकि आप कह रहे हो धर्म को लेके और भी ज़्यादा अटैक हुआ, और दूसरी तरफ उन्हीं धर्म के लोगों ने आपको बचाया। क्या आप नफरत को सीख के तौर पे लोगे या फिर अमन को सीख के तौर पे लोगे, और आप लोगों को भी क्या दोगे सीख के तौर पे कि इस पूरी घटना से लोगों को क्या सीखना चाहिए?
हम तो धर्म के बारे में और अपने भाईचारे के बारे में यही लोग वागन से कहेंगे कि शांति बनाए के रखा है, ज़्यादा उसमें कुछ नहीं रखा है। ये देश हमारा है, ये बर्बाद हो जाएगा, कुछ नहीं बचेगा। जिस तरीक़ा से वारदात हो रही हैं, हिंदू कर रहा है, मुस्लिम कर रहा है, ये गलत हो रहा है। या कि अपने भाईचारे को अपनों कायम रखो, इसी में हमें भी यहीं रहना, उनको भी यहीं रहना है। बाकी जो हादसा इन्होंने किया है ये बहुत ही शर्मसार, बहुत ही मतलब बहुत ही ज़्यादा शर्मसार।
अभी सहमत हो?
हाँ जी मैम, बिल्कुल मैम।
कुछ कहना चाहिए
मैम? वही है, गलत तो हुआ है, हमारा भी नुकसान हुआ है मैम, ठीक है। और मैम वहाँ से जान बच के आ गई, ये हम तो बहुत बड़ी बात है। गाड़ी घोड़ा की तो कोई बात नहीं है, लेकिन हाँ जी मैम, बिल्कुल मैम, सुख शांति से जी ले मैम। वही सब।
ज़्यादातर आपसे ये सवाल मैं पूछ रही हूँ कि ज़्यादातर जो लोग थे वहाँ पे वो यूथ थे, है ना? तो जो यूथ है
मैम 25 साल तक के बच्चे थे जो, और पतले पतले मैम जो भी थे, हमने देखे भी, मैंने बिल्कुल बहुत करीब से देखा है उनको, तो मैम सारा यूथ था।
तो ये भटके हुए नौजवानों को आपके कहानी से आप इनको जो सीख है वो क्या देना चाहोगे?
हम यही देना चाहेंगे कि अपन शांति बनाए रखें, इनके बिना हमारा काम नहीं चल पाता और हमारे बिना इनका काम नहीं चलेगा, ठीक है मैम। तो वही चीज़ें अमन चाहते हैं। हाँ जी, अमन चाहते हैं।
So you know, this is a story that you beautifully heard by both Karan and Vivek. They were attacked by the same community. They were saved by the same community. They are choosing to take the message of friendship, and that is their message forward. They're asking people to ensure and keep peace and harmony, because otherwise, as we've always heard, an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. With video journalist Abhishek, this is Shreya Chatterjee for India Today.
Forecast now. Delhi, maximum 38 and minimum 28 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 30 and minimum 26 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 34 and minimum 26 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 25 and minimum 21 degrees. Chennai, maximum 37 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 28 and minimum 23 degrees.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Growing Legacies.
Co-presented by Century Laminates by Manish Malhotra, fashion for your furniture.
Co-presented by Macho Hind, Bade Aaram Se.
Co-powered by the new Kia Seltos, the badass reborn. Co-powered by Nippon India Mutual Fund. Wealth sets you free.
Good evening and welcome. You're watching the news track. I'm Rahul Kamal. The one question that's been asked